This one's a bit crazy. You have the man Becky Lynch being part of a major world title storyline in 2024. You have Liv Morgan coming back from consuming that Zaza, and we all know what Rhea's been doing. Beating up people who can't even last 2 minutes in the ring with her. I mean, Dom can at least. Anyways, I thought long and hard whether this match should be Rhea Ripley vs Liv, Rhea vs Becky, or the triple threat. And since this match is for the championship, I can get away with making this match being a triple threat and having it make sense. Both Liv and Becky have a pretty good reason why they should be both in this match, so let's start. So this storyline starts on the Raw before the Royal Rumble. Becky Lynch is in the ring, she has a microphone, and she says, "Well, it's that time of year, isn't it? The Royal Rumble is in a few days, the atmosphere is wild, the anticipation is real. Who will win the Royal Rumble? Who will main event WrestleMania? Who will walk out WrestleMania with gold?" You don't have to keep guessing for long because Becky Lynch will be in the Royal Rumble, Becky Lynch will win the Royal Rumble, and Becky Lynch will dethrone Rhea Ripley. And here she comes. Rhea Ripley is summoned to the ring because Becky said her name. Not looking too happy. She makes her way down to the ring to confront Becky Lynch and says, "Becky, I'm sure you are. Out of all the women that are announced to be in the Women's Royal Rumble, I think you do have what it takes to win the Rumble. But let me tell you this, you have a 0% chance to dethrone me. So Becky, I wish you good luck. I hope you win. Just to get your hopes up, I hope you win. I hope you win the Royal Rumble. I hope you come out early into the match. And I hope you win the entire thing just to lose to me at WrestleMania." And then Rhea Ripley leaves the ring and she said a few words and then she left. Now you probably think that just by that one tiny little promo, Becky will probably win the Rumble because of that promo. But no, not really. It's time for a Royal Rumble, and well, number 1 is Chelsea Green. But number 1 doesn't really matter because number 2 is the return of Liv Morgan. Just like last year, Liv Morgan enters the Royal Rumble at number 2. She returns as a babyface, and with the incident happening in December, she gets a massive ovation for some reason. She gets into the ring, and Chelsea Green is trying her hardest to keep up. Because if you remember the previous year, Chelsea Green got eliminated in the Royal Rumble in 4 seconds by Rhea Ripley, which is ironic. Now this time she wants to last a bit longer than 4 seconds, so yeah. And she does. Now later on in the match at number 6, Becky Lynch comes out. Both Liv Morgan and Becky are in the ring now, and they aren't really colliding with each other as of yet. Both Liv and Becky make it into the final 4, and it's Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, and Jade Cargill who are in the Royal Rumble as the final 4. Everyone but Nia has been in the Rumble for over 30 minutes, and eventually Nia Jax eliminates Jade Cargill, but then Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch work together to get Nia Jax out. And here we go. 2 people in the Rumble, Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, Liv at number 2, Becky at number 6. Both women have been in the Royal Rumble for almost an hour, and these 2 know what's at stake. A WrestleMania match, a WrestleMania title match against Rhea Ripley. It's been 5 minutes since these 2 have been in the ring alone, and they give everything they have. They just cannot manage to get each other over the top rope. Becky tries and tries to get Liv out, but she keeps fighting. She's all fired up, and the crowd doesn't even know who to cheer. Both of them could win and everyone would be happy. But in the end of the match, Liv Morgan gets Becky out, and Liv wins the Royal Rumble. She wins it from the start, and Liv does it. She'll face an opponent of her choosing for a title shot at WrestleMania. But Becky is devastated now that she lost. She's sitting outside the ring and she's just disappointed in herself. The next Monday Night Raw is the Raw after the Royal Rumble, of course, and Liv Morgan is out in the ring. She makes her return on Monday Night Raw. She signs her contract and she's ready to go. And everyone is awaiting for her response. Now she starts by saying, "See, we have Io Sky or Rhea Ripley. The same woman that took me out, the same woman who made me wait and wait and wait, the same woman who put me on the shelf and has been running around Monday Night Raw with no punishment, and it's about damn time someone does something about it. So Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley, consider yourself having a match at WrestleMania against Liv Morgan. At WrestleMania, I'm going to get my comeback, and now all I need to do now is wait. And that is how Liv Morgan ends the promo. I didn't go over the entire promo, but because I didn't feel like it, but Liv Morgan basically says that Rhea Ripley will be her opponent. Later on in the show, Rhea and Becky run into each other backstage. Rhea is smiling at Becky and says to her, "I thought you were gonna win the Royal Rumble and challenge me for the championship. Did that work out for you? Becky, did you win the Royal Rumble? Becky, look at me. Did you?" And then Becky has had enough. She's already pissed by not winning the Royal Rumble. The constant teasing from Rhea Ripley pressed all of her buttons. And Becky and Rhea are now brawling backstage. Becky is real pissed at Rhea Ripley, and both women are now engaged in back and forth action backstage. They eventually get pulled apart by security, and this attack from Becky now pissed off Rhea, and now she's mad, and she probably will do something about it. Now at this point, the match between Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley has been made official for WrestleMania, but next week that might change. Rhea Ripley is out in the ring and she's real pissed off. She starts off by saying, "So apparently Liv Morgan, the woman who I absolutely destroyed and put her on the shelf for many months, has won the Royal Rumble from the beginning just like I did. But see, the difference between me and you is I won the championship at WrestleMania. See, Liv, that's not gonna happen. Let's be honest. What will happen is Riptide 1, 2, 3. Then Liv Morgan confronts Rhea Ripley. She gets into the ring with her and says, "Are you serious right now? Talking about I can't win the championship? I already did, and I can do it all over again. All I need is the 1, 2, 3. And I get it, no one's been able to pin you for a while, but Liv Morgan is back. Liv Morgan returned to change that fact. And I didn't just come back just to lose. I came to make a statement, and everything I did before won't matter to you. It won't matter to me, because the future is the only thing that matters right now. I don't want to make you mad, Rhea. I don't want to push your buttons, but I've been watching you. I've been studying you. Everything you've been doing and everything. And one thing I have noticed about you is that you have no credible challengers." But that's gonna change now, because Rhea Ripley, at WrestleMania, I'm gonna take home the WWE Women's World Championship. Becky Lynch interrupts the promo now. And now Rhea Ripley turns all of her attention to Becky. Rhea and Becky now go face to face in the ring. And Becky says, "Rhea, you know exactly why I'm here. Give me what I want." Rhea responds by saying, "Oh, I know what you want. And after what you did to me last week, I congratulate you. I hereby confirm that Miss Becky Lynch, I will give you what you want because I want it way more than you do. But if you do want it, you're gonna have to earn it." Becky is then all fired up and she says, "Anything, I'll do anything." And then Rhea says, "Okay, alright, calm down. See, if you beat Liv Morgan at the Elimination Chamber, I will happily add you to the WrestleMania match, and the match will become a triple threat match." Liv Morgan is then shocked and tells Rhea, "You can't be doing this. She lost the Royal Rumble. I eliminated her. I won. And then Rhea Ripley knocks down Liv Morgan. Becky Lynch takes his opportunity to take down Rhea Ripley and then also Liv Morgan. Both women are down on the floor and Becky leaves the ring standing tall. She makes quick work of both Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley and proves to Rhea why she has to be in the match. Now before Becky leaves, she looks into the camera and says, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to beat a man." And then she leaves the stage. So it's been made official. Liv Morgan vs Becky Lynch at the Elimination Chamber in Perth. The next week is the Raw before the Elimination Chamber, and well, Liv and Becky run into each other. Liv says to Becky, "I get that you want to win and beat Rhea as much as I do, but right now, it's my time, and I'm not going to let you, someone who's already had their moment, stop me from getting mine. So at the Elimination Chamber, you better know your role, because Rhea Ripley should be the last thing on your mind." Becky then stops Liv and says, "Look, Liv, I'm not here to take opportunities away from you. I'm here to win titles, and if my agenda interferes with yours, that is strictly not my problem. It is your problem." And Becky walks off. So at this point, Liv Morgan is the babyface, Rhea Ripley is the heel, and Becky is kind of a tweener. She just wants the championship, that's all. And she's doing whatever to, get it. Now the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is here, and it is time for Liv Morgan versus Becky Lynch. Before the match starts, Rhea Ripley comes out to watch the match, and the match starts, and it's very, very close. Liv is trying to protect her one-on-one match against Rhea Ripley, and Becky is trying to get in the match and to make it a triple threat. All while Rhea Ripley is just sitting on the commentary desk watching both of these women fight for her. Now this is Liv's first one-on-one match since coming back from injury, and Becky has been more and more active lately, being part of a lot of smaller feuds before the Royal Rumble, so Becky clearly has the advantage here. The match goes on for a bit, for like 15 to 20 minutes. It's very close. It's kind of hard to book an ending like this because Liv is red hot right now after winning the Royal Rumble and she can't lose. But Becky is very eager to face Rhea Ripley, and she needs to be in this match in order to make it a triple threat. Now late into that match, Rhea Ripley interferes into the match, and she and Becky meet, and now Becky gets distracted by Rhea Ripley, and Liv Morgan goes for a roll-up pin, but Becky kicks out. Now later on in the match, Rhea Ripley actually attacks Liv Morgan. She gives Liv Morgan a riptide at ringside and sends her back into the ring, all while the referee is not looking. Becky's opportunity has just been presented to herself. Rhea Ripley just handed Liv Morgan to her, and now Becky Lynch lands a manhandle slam on Liv Morgan and pins her for the 1, 2, 3. Just like that, Becky and Rhea go face to face after the match, and it gets announced: Liv Morgan, Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, triple threat. The segment/the match ends with all three women having a ginormous stare down. The next Monday Night Raw, Becky Lynch is in a backstage interview and she is being asked, "How do you plan to defeat Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania?" Becky then says, "Well, it's pretty simple. Rhea hasn't been in the ring with Becky Lynch in a long time. And Becky Lynch hasn't been in the ring with Rhea for a long time. So she has no idea who I became. See, I've lost the Royal Rumble because of Liv Morgan, and now because of Liv Morgan, I'm facing Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania to win the WWE Women's World Championship." And then Becky leaves. Later on in the night, Becky goes out to the ring with the microphone and says, "Rhea, there's a reason, a very huge reason, why me and you have not crossed paths since now. Ever since you joined the Judgment Day, I get you've changed, but you don't realize why we haven't met. Rhea, it's because I can beat you in a heartbeat. It's because I fought my way to you, and I will fight you at WrestleMania and pin you clean because I'm worthy. You've beaten everyone on the Raw roster except me, and that's not gonna change at WrestleMania because you still won't beat Becky Lynch." Rhea then confronts Becky and says, "Becky, don't you get all confident because I'm pretty sure I heard you say that you beat Liv Morgan clean without my help. Becky, I did you a favor. I gave her a riptide and I put her back in the ring, throwing her to you. I basically handed you the win. I spoon-fed you the victory. So don't come out here saying what you did because that's not what you did. See, before I didn't want to fight you, but now I sure as hell cannot wait for WrestleMania." Liv Morgan now gets involved. She comes down to the ring and she says, "I'm pretty sure you're kind of forgetting about me. I'm the one that lasted over an hour in the Royal Rumble twice. I'm the one who 1000% deserved this opportunity. Rhea, you handed the win to Becky." And then Rhea says, "You're damn right. And Liv, if you got a problem with that, I personally have no problem putting you on the shelf again. It's not you I'm worried about. It's Becky. She's the one who apparently can't get enough of mommy. She's the one who's scratching and clawing and begging on her knees for an opportunity to face me. I've defended this title against many people. Hell, even a fatal 5-way. The two of you are nothing compared to what I have faced. And the thing is, you can't get into my head. You can do whatever you want. But I always, and then Becky and Liv Morgan have enough of Rhea Ripley, and they both start beating her down. They got sick of Rhea just talking, and while Rhea Ripley is down, Liv and Becky look at each other, and now Liv manages to land an oblivion on Becky Lynch, and she puts her down, while Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch are laying on the floor. Now, the next week, Liv Morgan is backstage, and she has a promo for Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. She says that, "I'm tired of being secondary. I won the Royal Rumble this year. I did the big thing to get here, and now Rhea Ripley doesn't think that I'm a threat to her women's championship. And I took that personally, so I'm gonna make sure that I have all of Rhea's attention." And that's how the promo ends. So basically, we don't know what's gonna happen now, but apparently Liv Morgan is gonna try to get Rhea's attention by doing something. Now later on in the night, Liv Morgan runs into Dirty Dominic Mysterio backstage, and they have a little altercation. Dominic says to Liv, "Well, if it isn't Liv Morgan, the woman that will lose to Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania." Now Liv Morgan said that she doesn't want to be secondary, she doesn't want to be treated as an afterthought, and if Liv Morgan wants to get Rhea Ripley's attention, she beats up Dominic, and Liv Morgan is beating up Dominic Mysterio. You don't do that. As soon as Liv Morgan laid her hand on Dominic, Rhea came running down to save Dominic, and now Dominic is down, but Rhea goes straight for Liv. Rhea Ripley knocks out Liv Morgan, and she picks up Dominic Mysterio, and then she leaves with Dominic. Now Liv Morgan gets up after the attack and just laughs. She's gone crazy, like she used to do. I mean, she got attacked by Rhea Ripley, and she's over here laughing, like, what's she on about? So it appears that Liv Morgan has now gotten the attention of Rhea, and now Rhea is taking Liv a lot more seriously. Now, there's no in-ring segment this week, just a little backstage thing. So the next week arrives, and there are 4 Raws before WrestleMania. And with 4 Raws before WrestleMania, there's a contract signing happening to make the match official. I don't know why it's happening, but whatever. Adam Pearce is in the ring, and he tells the challengers to come out for their signatures. Rhea Ripley is the first one to come, and she sits down. She says to Adam Pearce, "Why are we here? Why are we doing this? This makes no sense. The match is official, isn't it, huh?" Adam says that, "Well, yeah, it is official, but I just need to make sure that you won't no-show WrestleMania." And now Rhea Ripley just turns her head and just signs the contract, like whatever. And now then comes Liv Morgan. Liv immediately signs the contract because she needs this match to happen. She gotta win the championship. And then Becky is the last one to come out, and she just looks at Rhea and Liv Morgan. She doesn't sign the contract right away. But then Liv Morgan calls out Becky for looking at the contract and not signing it. Liv says to Becky that, "If you don't want to sign the contract, then leave. Get out. Go home. This was always supposed to be me versus Rhea Ripley." But then Becky got something triggered in her head, and now because of Liv Morgan, Becky has immediately signed the contract. All 3 signatures are on the contract. Now, the entire time Liv Morgan was talking to Becky, Rhea and Becky were just staring at each other, knowing that, like, they're gonna tear each other apart at WrestleMania. Now, Becky Lynch did not say a single word, and they were just staring at each other the entire time. And, well, this segment does not end with any brawls or anything. I mean, I get it's a contract signing. It ends in a brawl or whatever. But this time, it doesn't end in a brawl. Very peaceful and all that. So, yeah. The next week after the underwhelming contract signing, Becky Lynch is in the ring ready to cut a promo on Rhea Ripley. She starts off by saying, "It's been a long time since War Games 2022. The first time I stepped in the ring with the new and improved version of Rhea Ripley. I didn't get to know you that much, but one thing that's for sure was that you've changed. And you've changed for the worse. You surround yourself with morons, and you don't know how to be a proper champion. Rhea, you've held on to this championship for almost 1 year. Have you ever done anything memorable with it? If someone would ask me that, I would straight up tell them, hell no. The thing is, Rhea, it's better to just let the man Becky Lynch hold the gold because I can't wait any longer. We met backstage and I stared through your eyes knowing that one day, it'll be mine. And Rhea Ripley, that time has come and there is no one, not you, not Liv Morgan, stopping me from becoming... Oh, and then Rhea Ripley confronts Becky Lynch. Rhea gets into the ring and she tells Becky, I really can't tell where you're getting all this confidence from. Becky, I know this is your end goal, but to beat me. You've beaten everyone on the roster besides me, and it's gonna remain that way. Because one reason why I helped you win at the Elimination Chamber is to make this match a triple threat, so I can prove to you, and it's so I can beat you however I want. Because this match is a triple threat match. Anything goes. No disqualifications. I can burn you and send you to hell if I want to. And hell, if I have what it takes to do that, pinning you or Liv Morgan is completely light work. So Becky, you have around 3 weeks. 3 weeks to be the most confident woman in the entire world. But in 3 weeks times, you're gonna be nothing but a crippled man who got beat by the Eradicator at WrestleMania. And I'm not just saying that to promote the match, I'm saying it because at WrestleMania, I will retain my WWE Women's World Championship. And then Rhea leaves the ring. And this is the final promo involving Becky Lynch and Rhea Ripley. Nothing happens backstage that week, but in the next Raw, Liv Morgan is out in the ring by herself. At this point in her career / return, Liv has been able to go out in the ring by herself and get big reactions. Liv starts off by saying, the 1 week where I don't show up, the 2 people go ahead and come down here without me. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a triple threat match. I'm Liv Morgan. But you know, Rhea and Becky, if you want to forget about me, that's your fault. Because Rhea, I know you're worried about Becky, and Becky, I know you're worried about Rhea, and you two have some history, and you two wants to start some history. But the thing is, Liv Morgan wants to tear you both apart. Liv Morgan wants to win the triple threat. So let me make this clear. Triple threat match. Liv Morgan wants to pin either one of you and walk out with the WWE Women's World Championship. Because me, Liv Morgan, I will shock the world when I walk out of WrestleMania leaving everyone starstruck by what I am capable of. I can win that championship. I can pin Becky Lynch. I can pin Rhea Ripley. I can do whatever it goddamn takes. And as I said, I didn't come back to be a bitch. I came back to get my comeback. I'm here to walk around with gold, and ever since January 27, my road to WrestleMania has been a rocky road, but it won't matter. None of that matters because Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch, look me in my eyes. Do you see it? It's the green and yellow that you two have caused, and I'm tired of it. And I'm tired of talking, so I'm gonna leave you with this. WrestleMania, the both of you, you better watch me. Liv slams the microphone on the floor and she walks out. The statement has been made. Liv just told everyone that she shouldn't be treated as an afterthought, that everyone should watch out for her, and this is probably Liv's best promo. And at this point, people are actually thinking that Liv Morgan will walk out as champion. Now, the next week is the Raw before WrestleMania, and the story is told. Liv won the Rumble, Becky and Rhea want to fight each other, triple threat, blah blah blah. And now this week, everyone is tired of waiting and they just let it all out. All 3 women run into each other and the brawl begins. All 3 of them just cannot hold it in. They beat each other up with kendo sticks, steel chairs, and everything. And anything they can find. Liv Morgan manages to put Rhea through a table, surprisingly, and then Becky Lynch grabs Liv Morgan, and Becky gives Liv a manhandle slam on the fucking concrete. Becky Lynch is taunting at Liv Morgan, but then Rhea Ripley gets up from the floor and she grabs Becky Lynch and gives her a riptide on the concrete. Liv and Becky are both down, and now Rhea Ripley leaves the brawl standing tall. Whenever a champ is standing tall on the show before the match, you kinda get what's about to happen. So it's night 2 of WrestleMania. It is time for Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch versus Liv Morgan for the Women's World Championship. Rhea Ripley comes out first. Last year she was the challenger, and this year she's the one putting her title on the line against two women who are hungry to take that championship away from her. Next up is Becky Lynch, who got added to the match because she managed to beat Liv Morgan, and then Liv enters the ring. She's the fan favorite. Everyone wants her to walk out WrestleMania with the championship. The bell rings and here we go. Rhea and Becky go straight for each other. Liv uses this time to set up a table at ringside. Becky and Rhea are completely throwing everything that they have to each other. Both women finally being able to tear each other apart. Liv Morgan hasn't really been taking any damage so far into the match, and this is what she has to capitalize on, because Becky and Rhea are doing their own thing, and now Liv joins in the fight and she goes straight for Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan and Rhea are now going at it. Now Liv Morgan tries to knock down Rhea, but she can't. She's too much. But then later on in the match, Becky Lynch lands a manhandle slam to Liv Morgan, and she goes on Liv Morgan, and then she goes straight for Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan did a lot of damage to Rhea Ripley, and now Becky Lynch is capitalizing on that. Rhea Ripley is now suffering at this point in the match, and now Liv Morgan and Becky did a lot of damage to Rhea Ripley, and she is down. Liv and Becky turn their attention towards each other, and they have some back and forth while Rhea is down. Later on in the match, Liv Morgan lands an Oblivion on Becky Lynch. Rhea Ripley then gets in the ring, but then Liv Morgan lands an Oblivion on Rhea Ripley. Liv is completely fired up. Two Oblivions, both Becky and Rhea are down. Liv goes for the pin on Rhea, but she kicks out. Then she goes for the pin on Becky, but she also kicks out. Liv then goes outside the ring, taking Becky with her. She puts Becky on the table that she put up, and now Liv Morgan now goes onto the top rope, and she jumps from the top turnbuckle and lands on Becky Lynch. She breaks the table, and now Liv has a chance. Liv Morgan takes Becky Lynch to the ring, but before she could get the cover, Rhea Ripley stops her and gives Liv Morgan a riptide. Rhea goes for the cover. 1, 2, no. Liv Morgan kicked out. Not many people have done that in the ring with Rhea Ripley. Liv Morgan and Rhea Ripley now go at it while Becky is out, and this is at the point of the match where Rhea and Becky are like, fuck. Liv is actually a big threat now. Now later on in the match, Liv gets a kendo stick and she just starts beating both Rhea and Becky down until the stick breaks. Both women are down. It's been 25 minutes into the match. The crowd cannot get enough of the non-stop action. Liv Morgan now has an option. She can either land an Oblivion on Rhea or Becky, and now she makes her choice and she lands it on Becky Lynch. And now Becky's the person that took the most damage out of all three women. And well, after a gruesome match, while Rhea Ripley is out of the ring, Liv Morgan goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan pins Becky Lynch after 30 minutes of insanity. Crazy match. So yeah, I asked my community who would win this match, either Rhea, Becky, or Liv, and you guys actually said Liv Morgan, so that's why I chose Liv to win this match, or else I would have just had Rhea retain her title. But anyway, this was a fun video to make. And as we all know, there's only one more video left. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes is pretty obvious. I don't know when that video will come out. Hopefully it'll come out on Christmas Day, but I won't promise you. I kind of stopped promising people release dates. Christmas Day or the day after Christmas, that's when the video will be up. And yeah, I mean, other than that, subscribe, like, share, comment below, blah blah blah. And yeah, peace out.